Dear friends, good evening. Hello, Igor. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I would like to ask the organizers to activate the chat, and I'm curious to see the feedback from our participants, whether they can see and hear as well. Alexei, how are you today? What's the beginning of the working week like? It started quite on an interesting note. It never starts on an uninteresting note, and it continues on the same interesting note. Today, it will be something that you are the master of. So you will be doing most of the talking. You'll be talking about the security. You'll tell people how to reinforce their security in all the senses of this word. Yes, friends, today we'll have somewhat different than your regular Ask Me Anything session. We'll talk about security. We'll tell you how to use cryptocurrency, how to secure yourself from the leakage of cryptocurrency, from losing your seed phrase. I'm going to share my slides now. I guess it'll take about 1 hour for us to do this. Okay, I want to do it within 45 minutes, but in fact, we'll do overtime, we'll do it with 1.5 hours. But to cover the subject, I'll need about 45 minutes. And then we'll do a short AMA session when we'll answer your questions. Just 1 second, guys. I'm going to organize my working table here so that I can see everything and both chat and the slides. I see Chisinau here, Germany, Latvia. Welcome, everyone. Okay, now let's energize it a bit. We'll put in a good 1 hour, 1 hour and a half's work, draw conclusions, and move on. Now, guys, ever so more often, we are attacked or become victims of hacker attacks. And whether believe it or not, I'm a client of an Emirate bank who sent me a message how to protect myself from phishing attacks just a few hours before this webinar, because they also are being attacked by hackers. But in fact, there are many more attacks than just phishing attacks. You need to understand who stands behind this, who is sitting on the other side of the monitor and is hunting after our hard-earned money. In fact, there are 3 main types of hackers or program developers, whatever you call them. But the idea is that those guys are doing something with the computer code. And there are guys and girls as well. They can be subdivided into 3 categories. First category is called black hat. They are the guys who are really evil, nefarious types who want to break and spoil and harm everything. Black hats do not always want to make money on that. Often these guys just someone to hack into something or break into something to fulfill their childhood dreams, like do something when other people are unaware of that. White hat guys are more interesting. They're sometimes called white hackers. I would call them top elite of hacking. They're not simply the ones who are breaking into a system, but they're breaking into a system to find its vulnerabilities. The difference between white hats and black hats is that white hats then warn or pre-warn the user that they're going to break into something. They find a lot of bugs and they get money for that. And in fact, they bring a lot of use to the society. But there is also something in between called gray hat. They're quite special guys. We encounter them all the time. Throughout the development of DexNet in the past 12 months, we met 3 times these gray hats. Who are they? They're quite fun guys trying to find something, behaving like white hats seemingly, but they find some vulnerabilities right away. Then they come in and say, here we found, I don't know, open up ports or a hole, gaping hole, give us some reward for that because see, we did a good thing for you. Generally speaking, when the company announces bug bounty, this is a bounty for finding such bugs. Then it makes sense when the company has a budget for that, when they whatever was needed, the company has configured. It cannot see anything else, not because we're weak, but because sometimes um, we grow used to things when we see it every hour, every day, every minute. You dream about it every night. And then somebody else looks at this and his perspective might be different and they might see it from a different angle. And then we announce bug bounty when we found everything that we could. We cannot find anything else. Then we invite such white or gray hats. Black hats sometimes also join our bug bounty. This is an attempt to find a bug, but for a well-known, pre-agreed bounty. And when bug bounty is announced, such guys are needed. But often gray hats make themselves known even before we make such a bug bounty announcement. Let's move on. Oh, what do those 3 hats are doing? In fact, what are they doing? They are specializing in cyber attacks. Here I have 5 types of cyber attacks, but there are many, many more of them. Number one, I'd say 95% of all cyber attacks happen through phishing. What is phishing? Phishing, okay, I will briefly tell you about all 5 and then I'll tell you details about each one of them. So phishing is when the referral link is replaced for you when they're trying to fish out some data when you're clicking on strange new links. Next one is password hacking, when they're ad hoc try to guess your password. Malware is when your PC or cell phone uploads or downloads some kind of malware. Spoofing, those guys who are subscribed to my Telegram channel, you can see spoofing sometimes when some people speak on my behalf or on behalf of the chat administrator that you can participate in some kind of promo. So they deceive the users on somebody else's behalf. And DDoS attack is something that happens very frequently. I'd say a few times a month we catch different DDoS attacks. This is an attempt to ensure to make our server malfunction. Okay, let's start with number 1, phishing. Phishing, in fact, is the most efficient method of hacking because they use social engineering here. I will explain what it is. It's quite rarely when you really break into a computer system. Let's try to imagine we have a hangar or a garage and you want to get inside. How can you get inside? You can, there's a padlock hanging on the door. You can break it by iron bar. You can break a window or something. This is breaking and entering, right? And in IT world, it happens very, very rarely. More often, people break in and enter through psychological influence of those people who have a key to that padlock or a key to the window or know how to enter that hangar or garage. And such methods of breaking in are called social engineering. When through social influence on company's staff or a client, they fish out password to that. This is, I will tell you an example. This is not totally social engineering, but similar. Once I entered a bank, the office which usually serves me, and I had a seat with the manager of the bank as a VIP client. She was personally servicing me. On her monitor, I saw a very interesting yellow piece of paper. It said pass and password. Can you imagine a client enters a bank, or a bank staff just glues such piece of paper on the monitor and forgets about this? And there is a security service of the bank who get their wage for that. The budget for the security of the bank is very big. They cover all the IT infrastructure from all over the place. But a bank staff who memorizes this password not to forget it, writes it down on a noted piece of paper and glues it to the monitor. Basically, if I could copy it, you could say that I would then break into the system. Well, it wouldn't be really breaking into the system. I just got access to this password somehow through the real user. So the social engineering is used virtually in all types of breaking in, aside from DDoS. DDoS helps to break into the system, also through social engineering sometimes. How does phishing work? Through social engineering. It's a frequent story, and recently it happened again in Telegram channel. When our users were sent a message, there's a very interesting information about your company, and they send you a link to Google Meet. But this is not a link to Google Meet. Under that link, there is a totally different link. And when you follow that link, when you click on that link that you are given, then that wrongdoer is collecting all the data that you wouldn't otherwise share. You enter your Google disk or Yandex disk, you put in login and password, and this data is shared with the person who gave you that phishing link. You enter, say, cryptocurrency wallet, doesn't matter whether it is DexSafe or any other one, and your seed phrase is copied into the exchange buffer to be then you copy it to re-enter it somewhere else. And as soon as you copy it, those people who shared that phishing link with you, they got it. Or you stored that seed phrase as a screenshot, and again, whoever sent you a phishing link can get access to that photo with a seed phrase. So this is quite a frequent story when wrongdoers are breaking in through the user's mistakes. Now, all these computerized protection levels are so high that the weakest link here is usually the user or the client. Next, password hacking. There are programs, special software that does password hacking. They follow dictionaries and something like that. And the more difficult your password is, the more difficult it is to hack. For instance, I used my own algorithm to create passwords. And that's what we're going to discuss today. I'll show you how it should be done. Often people use the same password everywhere. It's a frequent story with everyone. And it's quite risky because some people will get access to that. For instance, you might get registered at one site, you use your email and standard password that you use for all services or all sites. And if that site where you get registered belongs to that criminal, where you leave your login and password, they can use that login and password and check it against all the services. The first service they will go to is the service of your email. Usually we get registered at different sites using our own email. And if you mention email and the password, and the first thing the criminal does, they try to match the password you mentioned there to your email. And the biggest mistake you can ever make is that you use the same password for your email account as the password for all other site accounts. Then you will lose access both to your email and your accounts. What to do with that? I will tell you how to encrypt your passwords and try to make sure that you use different passwords for different sites. I will tell you how to do that. Next, malware. Malware is a special kind of software which might be autonomous or not autonomous, like a virus. Virus doesn't exist autonomously. It is always connected or attached to some dedicated software and coexists with that. But there are other types of malware which do not behave like virus, but they can collect data, like keyloggers, for instance. This is a software that analyzes everything all the keys you click on the keyboard. That program remembers, collects this information, and then shares with the people who uploaded that malware into your system. The only way to protect yourself from that is to install the software that you can be super sure about. Next, spoofing. Never open. What is spoofing? Spoofing is when the criminal is an imposter speaking on behalf of the tech support of some company, for instance, or positions himself or herself towards you so that you could think that it is your friend or tech support guy, that this is no criminal, this is a person to be trusted, and that you can share some important data with that person. When I'm sent, even when my friends send me a link, to be honest, when my father sends me a link or a funny video from TikTok or something else, I never open that link, never follow that link, because there's no way to tell whether it was my father or his account or email account was broken into, and it is a criminal who sent me this link. So I always use different devices. One device I use for finances and data, and another device I use for entertainment. I would never open on my working smartphone some TikTok video to watch it or some other entertainment. I will never install the software which I don't need in that particular cell phone, on that PC. I separate these two things. I have working environment where I work, and in that working environment, I do not allow in without filters. So I never let in any link or funny videos. And this is a frequent story. Guys know that whenever they send me something in chat, it's more likely that not that I'm not going to follow that link, because I don't know who shared that link with me. If I was waiting for that link, I would follow it. But if I'm not waiting for that, I'm not going to open it. And DDoS attack now. What is this? When our server is suffering from too much pressure. I will explain what it is. All sites are placed on different powerful computers called servers, and these powerful computers have limited throughput capacity. For instance, not more than 10,000 users simultaneously at a time. If there's more, then it puts too much pressure on the computer. It starts rebooting itself sometimes, and the criminals can artificially create too much excessive pressure. Of course, it costs money for the wrongdoer, but they can create this artificial throughput capacity, artificial demand on your load on your computer to prevent the company from doing business. We have quite frequent story with DDoS attacks, especially when we do webinars. Somebody just wants to hurt us, hurt our reputation whenever we present some new service or something else. We are always under DDoS attack. People are spending a lot of money, not understanding that we have very good filters who can tell artificial traffic from live traffic. Again, guys, how to protect yourself from that? Let's move to the most interesting thing. It is no news to anyone that there are a lot of hacking instruments there, but how to protect yourself from that is more interesting. Let's do it one at a time. First important thing is your own password encryption algorithm. There is nothing too difficult about this. I will try to explain. On each service that I use, I have different passwords. and I never use the same password twice. Like there are two different sites and I would always use two different passwords, but at the same time, I never put down those passwords and I don't memorize them. If somebody asks me, what is your password to this site, for instance, I will never be able to tell. I realize which password I need to use only when I see that site in front of me. The password itself is encrypted. What are the encryption methods for passwords? For instance, there can be different ways. You can invent your own algorithm. For instance, you invented that your password consists of 8 symbols with a number, with a letter, with a capital letter, and some symbol like minus, plus, dollar sign, some kind of symbol as well, right? What happens next with this password? Next, you can decide to use, say, first and the last letter of the site. You can use it in your password. You can imagine that the first and the last letters of the name of the site would always be the last and the first symbol in your password, or second and the one before last in your password, or any other way around. You can have this encryption rule in your head and keep this decryption algorithm in your head, but then decrypt it by the same algorithm. And then you'll be able to encrypt all those passwords. But of course, you shouldn't tell anybody what is the encryption rule for you. And this way you can protect yourself. For each service, you'll have absolutely different passwords, and try to think of difficult passwords for them to contain the number, lower and higher capital letters, and some symbol, at least 8 different symbols per password. The longer, the better. Is it clear what I just told you about own customized algorithm? Please assess it from 1 to 10. 10, you understand everything. 1, you don't understand anything. I see a lot of 1s. I have 5, 10, 5. Okay. But most of the people understood it. Okay. Almost everybody understood it. Okay. Let's move on. Two-factor authentication. If one of the services applies two-factor authentication, please use it. A good option is when you would use Google authentication. This is a mobile application which every 30 seconds generates a new password. Please install this application, and at all the exchanges, absolutely all exchanges, use two-factor authentication. Wherever it is possible, use it. Can I use encryptor from Google? That's a question asked by Yuri. I strongly advise against this. There are password managers, you know. Sounds like an interesting story, but the main threat is if you lose access to password manager, then you lose access to everything. Secondly, I don't trust Google that much. Frequent stories I hear when Google Chrome loses passwords of its clients. Not that Google Chrome lost it, but they became available to wrongdoers. I don't know whether it is Google staff does or somebody does it through Google, but I strongly advise against this. So the best way to encrypt passwords is to do it in your head. If it wasn't you who wrote the source code of Google, then you shouldn't trust it. Bitwarden, yes, you can do that. You can use that. But again, you cannot never be 100% sure because you didn't write the source code. The third recommendation I have for you is to try to avoid public Wi-Fi networks. This is always go-to rule. Never connect your device to Wi-Fi in shopping centers, restaurants, cafes, wherever. When you come to somebody's office, never connect your device to public Wi-Fi from the device, which has at least $2 that you will miss if you lose them. I will explain. As soon as you get connected to third party's Wi-Fi, first you don't know who is connected to that too. When you're connected, you think you have united yourself with other computers in the same network. And if, God forbid, the same Wi-Fi will have a criminal's PC connected, they will easily connect to your cell phone or your PC, and you will not know about this because he will have local access to your device by local Wi-Fi network. This is not as frequent story as phishing, but it happens quite often. I, for instance, do not allow myself to be connected to Wi-Fi. Even if I'm in roaming, it's better for me to on mobile SIM card or virtual SIM card, but I would never connect myself to public Wi-Fi. Okay, next thing. I'm not going to pay attention to your questions now. I'll go through all the recommendations and then I will start answering questions. Try not to use pirated software. I understand that all of us come from Soviet Union, and when we were pirating software, we were fighting back the greed when we were considering ourselves pirates. And guys and I remember we were very proud that we broke into somebody's software. We call them bourgeois who wanted to become rich on us poor Soviet citizens. And then at the age of 16, I started to study the cones of world building. You need to understand that everything is developing by cones here. Cones of world order is something broader than world laws. World laws go beyond the cones. I don't know how our interpreter will interpret it. There are cones and there are laws which go beyond the cones, but the whole world exists by this cones of world order. And at the age of 16, I started to study it, and I realized that if you have stolen whatever it is, and to use pirated software is like stealing, actually. Then by cones, by what you can call it karma of world order, cause and effect law, you will lose the same amount. The best case scenario is when you lose the same amount. More frequently, you will lose more than that. Have you ever paid attention to such situation that when you were too greedy, sometimes you paid less than you were supposed to pay when you knew that it cost more, or sometimes you cheated on somebody and you grabbed something that doesn't belong to you, and with some time you still lose it. It brings you no joy in your life. It's like boomerang. Yes, Bagheera. That's right. Do you understand what I'm talking about now? Yes, exactly. You understand what I'm talking about. If I translate it into laws, then there are laws of energy reserve. Somebody was writing that software, like program developers, they spent their time, energy, and money of the company. And now we come in and saying that we're not going to pay them. We're not going to pay Microsoft for the licensed key to Windows. Let us instead download the pirated version. Why pay more if in internet you can download pirated version? The first thing here, karma law. No matter how you look at this, whether you knew or you didn't know, it will still catch up with you. Even if it is a small amount, it will still catch up with you. Do you need to have this? I don't think so. Secondly, you don't know who and how was breaking into this Windows and what kind of distributive is distributed in internet. As soon as you download it, and after some time, you find out that this pirated software is stealing something from your computer, you will never be able to go to the software owner like Microsoft and say that your Windows is stealing my keys or something. I know You could really be a good program developer. You open up the code and you see that it is really Windows which is stealing the private data. You cannot go to Microsoft and put the blame on them because you downloaded the pirated version. You were the first to break the law. The question is not about that. You installed a pirated version and you don't really know what this pirated thing is doing to your data. So please avoid the pirated software. If you're lacking money for high quality software, use some simplified version of that software. Use third-party software, but don't use pirated software. Another thing, don't follow the links in your messages and letters. Phishing works not only in Telegram channel. For instance, in Telegram channel, you get a link saying that please vote for my cousin in the dancing competition. Even if it is the person you know, you think it's a kid, right? I'm going to vote for her. It's not going to change anything. You follow it to vote for her and lose your Telegram account in the best case scenario. In the worst case scenario, you lose access to your crypto wallets, banking, and everything else. The only difference is that the wrongdoers and criminals using phishing, they do not always want to steal your assets or funds from banking cards because that's a centralized story, because there you can always block your money, arrest the money, and return your money. But with cryptocurrency, it's a different story, because that's why cryptocurrency is on the biggest risk with hackers who work with phishing, the easiest and the most efficient way. Because no matter how you look at this, people, by their nature and in their majority, live without thinking. They follow the link without thinking about it, whether it is open, didn't open, you don't think twice about it. And already in your computer, you have some malware, and that malware is doing something. So never, never do that. If you're not waiting for the link, never follow it. If somebody sent you a link and that's the person who you know, ask that person, what is this link? Never open it up just like that. The letters that you receive in the mail, if there is some attachment connected to that, never ever open it up. If you were not waiting for that letter, never open it up. Or do it on some separate computer, separate device, separate cell phone, where you understand your assets will be safe. Separate different devices for finance and entertainment. I will show my example. I own a number of cell phones, and my main cell phone that I use daily, that I'm ordering Uber, food delivery, and everything else. And I also own a couple of more cell phones where I have DexSafe installed. One of them has DexSafe and nothing else. Only one cell phone only for DexSafe. And if I need to transfer there a couple of thousand USDT, I transfer it there. If I need to transfer USDT tokens, DexNet tokens, I do it with that specialized cell phone. I don't have this in my daily use cell phone, only small amounts to pay for my daily expenses. That is why it makes sense to separate these things. When you separate it into different devices, you close down your security issue right away for your DexSafe and your crypto wallet. Because on that cell phone which stores your main assets, you shouldn't install any kind of applications. Nothing. Only the one application for the storage of cryptocurrency, and you never connect that cell phone to public Wi-Fi network. Never, ever. And the final thing is, do not allow other applications to follow your actions on the device. What does it mean? It means that quite frequently when you install on your cell phone some new application, and there's automatic questionnaire that you have to click, allow to follow the actions of the user in other applications of your phone. And you click yes, yes, yes. Or you can click on no. click on no here. It's not going to create too much security for you, but still it's better than otherwise. Infrequently though, but it happens sometimes when you install an application on your cell phone and starts analyzing and studying everything happening with your life. You cannot even imagine how much data is collected by such applications. An interesting fun fact for you. The guys who smoke IQOS and vape devices and they install special application on their cell phones simply to calculate the number of inhales they make. Seemingly, it is quite a simple application, but I talked to the developers of that application. You cannot even imagine what is the size of data to collect this information. And its main ultimate goal is not to calculate the number of inhales, is to collect rather full information about you, than to sell more of their vaping devices to you and to make sure that you buy them in future. Okay, guys, at this stage, how clear was what I just told you? How useful was it? Can you rank it from 1 to 10? And then we'll move on. Okay, a lot of 10s. I saw that there were questions. I will come back to them. Very good. And now let's dedicate more time to DexSafe. I want to show you now what is the interesting part of it and how to protect yourself from your seed phrase being stolen, or how to protect yourself from criminals getting access to your wallet through blockchain. How to protect yourself. Okay, let's discuss first. What is DexSafe? DexSafe is a crypto wallet, non-custodial crypto wallet. It is a sort of suite which is connected to blockchains that are inbuilt into the code. There are about 10 or 15 of them. And all of your assets are not in DexSafe, they're in blockchain. Okay, example. In DexSafe, you create your crypto wallet, say BEP20 crypto wallet, right? And you put there BNB and USDT. So BNB and USDT are stored not in your cell phone or not in DexSafe. BNB and USDT BEP20 are stored in Binance Smart Chain, in Binance blockchain, not in your mobile application and not in DexSafe. But the private key or seed phrase that allow you to be connected to blockchain and to manage your assets are located in DexSafe and your local device. So when you create with the DexSafe a crypto wallet in blockchain, you can create it in such a way that you will have full protection, the maximum protection. How can you do that? When you enter DexSafe and click on Create Crypto Wallet, you see such a window. That's the window on the left, the very first one. And under the button Create opens a new window, Additional Settings. When you click on plus to create your wallet, you call it somehow. Now it says wallet here. And then person clicks on Create right away. You see mnemonic phrase made up of 12 words. The user writes it down, and that's it. That's how you create crypto wallet. But if you click on additional settings, it starts real magic. First magic, you can have a restoration phrase generated not from 12 words, but from 15 words, 18 words, 20, 21, and even 24 words. Sure enough, the phrase from 24 words would be more difficult to hack than 12-word phrase. But I can tell you that even 12-word phrase is next to impossible to hack. They hack it differently now, not by trying to guesstimate it, but by phishing. It's impossible. Even 12 words are impossible to hack now. in a computerized way. Next thing is the code phrase and the switch. Please activate the code phrase and you start seeing this slide where you will have to invent the password. You put in a password. And what does it work? You have the restoration phrase and the code phrase. So you have seed phrase and you have a password to encrypt your wallet. What does it give you? Even if somebody gets access to your seed phrase, they won't be able to run your assets until they mention the code phrase. And if you create a crypto wallet in DexSafe in this way, where you click on additional settings, then activate the switch to the code phrase. Here you invent your code phrase. It could be a set of symbols, letters, numbers, cap letters, low case letters. And again, please remember it because nobody else will be ever able to restore it for you. What happens next? If the criminal somehow gets access to your restoration phrase, they will click on next, then mention seed phrase, enter your wallet, and there is 0. They won't see your asset because to see your assets there, that criminal will have to need to click on additional setting even earlier before that during the integration of the or migration of the wallet. Because the person clicks on import of the wallet and restoration phrase, you must click on additional setting and then click on code phrase. Right here, you need to put in seed phrase and here code phrase. And click on next. What happens now? It creates a encrypted wallet on Binance Smart Chain. And even if the wrongdoer has your seed phrase, they won't be able to run your assets. Even if they think they are connected through seed phrase, they still have nothing. And for the DexSafe to decrypt it through additional settings at the stage of import of the wallet, you need to mention the code phrase, and then your wallet will be integrated and decrypted perfectly. And that would be the maximum protection of your crypto wallet. Once again, you create your crypto wallet. And I strongly recommend if your crypto wallet is created in a different way or imported or simply created through a mnemonic phrase from 12 words without the code phrase, create a new wallet for yourself. Don't import it, but create. Click on create, click on additional setting, click on code phrase, and invent a code phrase for you. Marie is asking a question. Can we do it with a created wallet? No, with a created wallet, you cannot do it. It has already been created on blockchain. It's already there. You need to create a new wallet. Click on create wallet, additional setting, activate the code phrase, invent this code phrase. But guys, it's super mega important to remember that code phrase, because if you lose the seed phrase or code phrase, you will never be able to restore access to your assets. If you will be writing to tech support of DexNet, please help me to restore seed phrase. Sometimes people writing to DexSafe support, please restore my seed phrase, because there is no way we can do that. And we will never have access to your code phrase either. After you create this wallet, send all your assets there. Yes, maybe you will pay 3 cents as a commission, but you'll understand that you have protected your assets much greater than before. After creating such a wallet, if in future you will need to import it to DexSafe, for instance, you reinstalled DexSafe or did something else, please click on restore phrase, additional settings, activate the code phrase, and put in the code phrase. If you don't do this, if you don't put in the code phrase, but simply write on the restoration phrase, mention here restoration phrase, and click on next. Then your wallet will be imported, but you will have no access to your assets. Everything will be zero, like it is an empty wallet and nobody ever never put any money into it. Okay, let's start with questions, guys. 46 minutes. Okay. I put a stop to sharing. There were questions at the very beginning, I remember. I'm going to read all of them because we have plenty of time. Good evening. 3 DEX nodes are connected to the same router. 2 DEX nodes have very high DEX rate, like 999, and one has 0. How can I raise the DEX rate? Salvakai, you better go to the tech support, but if the DEX rate with time is increased, then that DEX node was switched off and switched on, and after that DEX rate dropped, and maybe it will increase, but it's highly individual. We need tech support advice on that. Question for AMA session. What is the connection between DEX Mobile and the DEX node devices? It's an interesting question. It's not exactly about what we were talking about today, but we'll explain. I'll explain how DEX Mobile is connected to DEX nodes. The idea is that absolutely all the traffic going through DEX Mobile is encrypted. It is in an encrypted form. DEX Mobile is connected to the basic station of any mobile telecom operator. It depends on the station, which is closer. And then it is fully decrypted going through the basic station of the telecom operator. And then it exits internet and goes to DexNet network, where it is decrypted and then used for its ultimate purpose, going to Google.com or somewhere else. From Google.com, we receive a response. That response is encrypted again through DexNet and is passed through basic stations to mobile devices. So mobile operator has no physical or technical way to decrypt that traffic, and legally they cannot decrypt it either because they have no right to censor this traffic. Okay, let's move on. If somebody sends us a phishing link to the channel or in the chat to your Zoom, for instance, then what? Well, it can happen. Well, nobody can put a phishing link in the channel because it's either me or my administrator who are putting our posts there. In my personal chat, in my channel, there is no way to publish links. If you publish a link, the post will be automatically deleted by the bot. So we protect ourselves from that. Will there be a recording of that? Yes, there will be a recording. Who will be following the link in the profile head? No, no one. I see more questions. And the password storage service, maybe DexNet is going to create such a service in future, huh? Well, even without the distributed server, it is quite difficult to break into it because mostly wrongdoers are doing it through users, through social engineering. Okay, we can create all the logins and passwords are already put into the service. If somebody steals that, that would be quite a bad story. Irina is writing, I'm already applying such algorithm of personal encryption of passwords. Yes, that's the right way to do it. It says that Google always tries to interfere with our personal life. You cannot even imagine what Google allows itself to do. It's just that nobody reads the personal offer agreement. I never read it myself until I decided to observe some interesting things that Google does. And then we found it interesting how legal it is. And we found out that it was legal. And not only they can listen into you what's happening around your cell phone, and based on what they hear, they create the semantic core based on which your psycho model or your interests are built. Google also can determine who you tend to meet and see, what you're talking about with that person. This is simply super curious for me. Try to imagine a situation when you are doing, I don't know, you have an idea to buy a car and you enter a car dealership and you talk to the car dealership manager. Google finds out that you've been to that car dealership. It identifies which manager you talk to. It specifies the interests of that manager and your interests, and it already can predict whether that manager is going to sell you a car or not. You don't even know whether you're going to buy a car. Google already knows that. The AI of Google can analyze unimaginable volume of data of users. So it interferes with everything. You cannot even imagine what Google does on the cell phones, especially with Android. Let's move on. These are the laws of universe. I've seen such boomerangs with people. Yes, that's true. Larissa is asking question. And VPN should also be only paid for VPN, not never pirated. If it is not a pirated program and you were not the one who broke into it, or somebody gave you access to it, then of course you can use a free of charge or free version. When DEX token is going to be listed on Binance exchange? Well, there are no punctuation marks, so I don't know whether it is a question, suggestion, comment. Ultanbek. Okay, let it stay in the chat like this. And where do you keep your cell phone with assets? On your bedstand or something? What if something happens to that cell phone? Because sometimes they burn up. Sergey is asking this question. That's why I own a number of cell phones. And where you should hide your cell phone is for you to decide. What if I don't answer this and just, okay, guys, I lost the context. So you better ask the full question so that I understand what it is about. Can I use on the same device both DexSafe and banking applications? Yes, you can. Okay, tense. And will there be staking in DexSafe? Yes, we will have it, but not so fast. You can already do it on the existing wallet. No, you cannot do it on the existing wallet. I remember that question. Well, then there is no way to connect DexSafe to the new wallet. Why not? You can easily connect it to the existing wallet because DexNet.1 doesn't allow to change the wallets now. Ah, that's why. Yes, you cannot connect DexNet to a new wallet. I will reveal a little secret to you. We're preparing an update for your personal cabinet of DexNet.1, and there will be a possibility to change wallets. So you'll be able to change it then. What if the criminal puts in seed phrase or meta wallet? Will the code phrase still work? If there is no code phrase, you will see zeros there. You can do your own experiment there. The best way, when you test it yourself, you can take my word for it, but it's your money, your assets. Best way still is to experiment it with it yourself. Create a test wallet with a code phrase, put in $1 there and experiment. Try to restore it without the code phrase. Try to go to integrate it into MetaMask. Try to play around with that. Then you will see for sure, not just Alexei Kido told you so, but you have verified it yourself. And then how can we transfer our assets? By transactions, by transactions through blockchain. How can we withdraw tokens to the wallet? Yeah, that was the question about the unchangeable wallet in DexNet.1. We are going to update it. Then you'll be able to do it. I send Maddox to DexSafe, but I cannot withdraw them now and exchange them to USDT. And well, it's highly individual, guys. Let's go to tech support with that question. What if I use the same seed phrase and enter different wallet? Are they going to ask the code word there? Code word is not going to be asked. You will have to put it yourself. This is the main advantage because everybody's creating wallets without the code phrase by default. When you import your wallet to DexSafe, it's not going to ask for this. If you do not specifically enter additional settings, if you do not activate it, and if you don't put it in. Hello, I bought DexNode and 3 lottery tickets to participate in the promo, but I paid for 3 tickets and I got only 2, and I cannot get my promo tokens. All the data was shared in the dialogue with the DexNet.1, but for a whole week, the tech support cannot solve my problem and they stopped answering my questions. How do I go about this? Roman is writing. Roman, write once again to tech support and I will ask them to respond to you and to see what's going on there. Okay. Look, I'm going to answer you what will happen in tech support. If you have paid really for 3 tickets and you have hash of the transaction, hash number, I share that hash number of the transaction in tech support. And I see that already in the chat, the head of our tech support is providing some answers. Anyway, you're going to mention the hash number of the transaction with 3 tickets. The 3rd ticket is going to be sent to you and all tokens will be credited to you as well. No problem. When DexNet is going to move from Binance Smart Chain to its own in-house DexNet blockchain, then will we have to change something? Closer to the transition will give you full instruction what needs to be done, okay? Igor Melnik, what about the address which has been sent to DexNet? It cannot be changed. Yes, we're going to update back office and then we'll be able to change it. Irina is writing, it's not really clear why we need that code phrase. If a hacker gets to the seed phrase, they will find code phrase as well. No, they won't get access to code phrase because we're not going to learn them by heart. It depends on the assets. I have a friend who learned by heart for 3 years. He lost access to his assets, then he got access to his assets, and he became a dollar multi-millionaire. And 3 years ago, he wasn't even a millionaire. That's why it's a matter of your priorities and responsibility. But if the wrongdoer gets access to your seed phrase, then there will be no code phrase. The best way is to experiment with that. Play around with that. How do you transfer wallet addresses to your financial cell phone if it has only DexSafe? I do it either through, what's the name of that? Either through AirDrop or by scanning it by QR. SIM card in my cell phone can also be considered public Wi-Fi. No. SIM card is totally different story. It's not a public Wi-Fi. Ideally still, if you have eSIM card from Dex Mobile, then mobile operator is not going to do anything for sure. But even if it is a physical SIM card and when you do something with your cell phone, it's quite safe. A mobile operator is not going to be connected through GSM and break into your device. They should be really stupid because there will be a lot of digital traces to track them down with that. But whoever is connected to public Wi-Fi. Of course, there will be digital traces, but you can never tell who was that in the beginning. Okay, now guys went to Turkey and installed Dex Mobile there. Internet works very well. They're quite happy. After the return, if they have questions, I will tell you about the system. Okay, thank you. Very good. Victoria is writing, on my Dex node, whenever I enter the personal cabinet, it's written that the Dex node has been online for a few seconds, but my Dex node has always been plugged in from the very beginning, and it's never been like that before. Can you tell me? My other partner also experiences the same bug. I cannot tell you now, Victoria. It's highly individual. Do it through tech support. If I follow the phishing link and do not enter anything there, what are the consequences? It depends, Dmitry, on what that link does. If it is simply a phishing site where you need to put in your login and password and you don't put it in, then it's okay. But there can be a situation when you follow that link and without knowing it, you already installed some malware on your computer. So sometimes it's enough to follow it and close it down. When in the Netherlands will we have this encrypted Dex mobile? I cannot recommend it to anybody while it's not working. It's news for me that it's not working in the Netherlands. There are sites which I cannot open through Dex mobile from my operator. I'm forced to use VPN here. It's an interesting case. Interesting. Andres, if you haven't written to tech support yet, please write, because we'll need some of more specific data about your case, okay? And we'll see, and then we'll be able to give you a more detailed answer. Won't there be DexNet Messenger? It's too early for that. Google is looking under your blanket, yes, indeed. Alexia already asked this question, but I will repeat it. When DexNet 1 is going to allow for a personal password and not the password which is automatically generated by the system, can I use it instead of Google? I don't understand the question. There was a similar thing with the car dealership, like you told me. What about Yandex? Can you please uncover the secrecy of what kind of advantages will the Dex phone have? It's too early for that, Tatiana. Larissa is writing, whenever we enter our back office and gadgets, the system suggests to remember it, then they could be automatically opened. We shouldn't do that either. Well, we start discussing conspiracies here. Ideally, you shouldn't have it, but all of us have this sin. You can use it. It's not so terrible, actually. Most importantly, you shouldn't store it or memorize it in Google Chrome, because there were two sensational cases when Google Chrome released a lot of passwords. Safari and other internet suites are much more secure. I have a feeling that they're already reading our thoughts. You're not even thinking about it, and you get advertisement about that. Elena, that's a separate story. I can tell you a lot of stories. I can tell you what is happening. Yes, they are reading your thoughts. What if I keep my assets on a cold wallet? Is it safe? Yes, it's as safe as it can get. Most important, you shouldn't lose your cold wallet. Yes. Then it will be not so safe. Tell me, please, on the cell phone with DexSafe, I shouldn't install any Google, Chrome, YouTube. Don't install anything related to Google. Whatever has Google in its name, don't install it. Question: if I own a separate cell phone for DexSafe, then how do I send wallet transactions? Through QR code. or you can copy it and send it through airdrop. Any kind of information can be sent through airdrop. How many DEX nodes have been sold in India and how many sold in total? I don't have the recent figures. How can I check my cell phone with spyware if I opened, say, 3 months ago, some third-party link? Actually, I was writing a post in my Telegram channel, how to protect yourself. Ideal case scenario is to fully update your operating system or your cell phone and reinstall everything and change the passwords. But it's quite dangerous if you already follow the phishing link. Phishing link, that was flying around chats. I asked people to share it with me. We took a cell phone, we installed a number of applications, installed DexSafe there, put in some money, and we followed that phishing site. Now we're observing what that phishing site is doing. We're just observing. That is why there can be different links. There could be easy links, which are waiting for you to follow something, waiting for you to enter passwords, login and password. And there are more smart ones which are collecting data. Tell me, please, in a rented apartment, can I use Wi-Fi router of that apartment, or should I buy a new router? No, Georgi, there is no point in buying new router. Just remember that the access to that Wi-Fi, uh, um, it is the owners of that apartment. Maybe neighbors have access to that Wi-Fi router. I don't think that they're going to break into your computer, but I would have changed the password to that Wi-Fi router if possible. When there will be a possibility to distribute internet to DEX nodes from the DEX node connected to router, that will be a long answer to your question. It'll take about 15 minutes to answer your question because your question has 3 sub-questions. So I can just tell you that it will come later. Hash number was sent to each of the boot ticket 2 days ago. And you're saying that nothing's happening for a week, whereas you send them this information just 2 days ago. If you send them 2 days ago, then maybe you did it over Sunday and it was weekend. Alexei, for 2 months, my DEX node was crediting me tokens at absolute minimum. I talked to tech support. They said reboot it, wait for a week until DEX rate goes up. Only over the past 2 days, I get maximum token compensation. Can I token crediting? Can I count on compensation? No, you cannot count on compensation because we don't know the real reason why it happened. Between your DEX node and other DEX nodes, there are also providers starting from your Wi-Fi router, then your telecom providers and different switches. So it's not clear how and why, when and why it happened. Yuri is asking next question. So it means that eventually we can change the wallet address to which we get tokens. Yes, eventually you will be able to do that, but we're going to update that functionality together with the back office. And the minimal version on iPhone iOS 15 on the old 6th iPhone is not compatible. No, it's not compatible. You need something newer than iPhone 6. Good evening. I agree that the tech support doesn't answer sometimes for weeks. I have an off the subject question. If NFT for staking for 3 years, can I see that NFT on my account in Profix One? But we're discussing DexNet today, guys, right? Maybe Igor at the end will answer this question. You write to Profix1 tech support with this about your question. Another question from Sergey: can I check the link whether it is a phishing link or not? If you could, that would be great. The easiest way is to see whether it leads you to the right thing. Sometimes we were sent a link to Google Meet. It looks like a real Google Meet link, but in fact it is not Google Meet link, and it's important to see where it leads you. Often sites are replaced, they're changing one letter L, for instance, to I, or I don't know, 0 to O, something like that. So here it is important to see where it can bring you, where it can take you. In the DexNet cabinet, we entered from our email. Maybe we can change it for better security. Well, you can, but it makes no sense at the moment. If nobody has access to your email, you can change the password, but don't change the email account. My cousin is studying in Antalya, Turkey, and she's using Dex Mobile. Thank you. A few words about Huracan, if possible. Thank you. We are waiting for the update of Huracan. So, in a couple of words, no sarcasm. Okay, a bit later maybe about that. About Huracan. I want to try to answer all the questions here. Andres, about the Netherlands again. I don't think from that it doesn't work from the very beginning. I was using eSIM card there and everything worked. I was there quite recently. Maybe there's something you do not right. Can you please write the tech support dexnet.one? We have the same tech support on dexnet.one. I have partners there, all of them using eSIM, so and it works. Anonymous crypto card, will it always be there, or you're going to change this approach? You know what? Nothing is forever. Many things change, of course. Even we are going to live, maybe in the best case scenario, for 100 years and then we'll die. Everything changes. I don't really understand your question. Cryptocurrency is trying to avoid anonymity, or rather, not cryptocurrency, but the superpowers are trying to strip it of anonymity. Their question is about crypto card. Will there be always an anonymous crypto card or something will change? Guys, I cannot guarantee that it will always be there because this card with no KYC, it is issued not by us, but by the bank. If something happens to the bank, we can change the card. We can stop issuing it. We can replace it with something. It is like more third-party business, not our business. When will there be a channel in Discord from our company? Good question. I never thought about a channel in Discord. I mean, instead of Google, something else like other mail or something safer. Well, Gmail is quite safe as email account, but another thing is that Google will know everything about your email account, just like mail as well. Okay, I have an idea. I'm not going to mention them now, but your comment here, Alexandra, is driving me to a very interesting thinking. We'll think more about that, so I'm not going to make any announcement. Aijan is asking next question. Partners are asking about the Android-based cards in Safe. When can we start using them? Aijan, it's this kind of card doesn't work with NFC Android. NFC is the function of contactless payments. But that bank has issued a different card, which doesn't work with iOS NFC, but works with NFC Android. And now, specifically for this we are preparing the issuance of other cards that would be compatible both with NFC iOS and Android. So this card will continue to exist. We're not going to reclaim it. Another card which works only with Android or doesn't work with iOS. We're not going to start with that. We're going to start with the one which is compatible with both systems. Next question. How many DEX nodes can be connected to a single router? How can I connect 10 DEX nodes so that my DEX rate is as super high? It's better for you to distribute it through a number of routers. You can take 10 DEX nodes, connect them to one router and observe DEX rate. If your DEX rate is low, disconnect 2 or 3 DEX nodes and try to connect them to a different Wi-Fi router. If DEX rate goes up, then everything is okay. So we don't have algorithm which would say maximum is, say, 10 DEX nodes and 11th is as dropping DEX rate. No, if we have decentralized DEX nodes, then DEX rate shouldn't drop. It's just that these DEX nodes will not have the same copies of the fragments of the files on this 10 DEX nodes. But if many other people do like this and connect 10 DEX nodes to the same Wi-Fi router, then the DEX rate will go down for sure. Next question from Vitaly. If we look at BSC scan from the DexSafe wallet address, which assets are on the account and which would the code word also conceal which assets you keep on the wallet? Well, it's an interesting question. You will see the transaction. You will see the transaction in blockchain anyway, but you won't be able to enter it. Even if a person knows that there is something there and sees that there is nothing, there will be 0. You will see the transaction blockchain, yes. Mikhail asks next question. All my passwords were stolen from my cell phone by viruses. Maybe it was Google Chrome that stole it to you. Then half of the existing exchanges were subscribed to me. I was lucky that my email account is on 2-factor authentication. The cryptocurrency was exchanged, but it's a really bad situation. I'm really sad. I understand what you're talking about, Mikhail, so be very careful. Whenever you can introduce 2-factor authentication, please do. And it's better to have different passwords too. How can I understand that the link is phishing link? It's hard to understand. If you are not waiting for the link, it's more likely that it's a phishing link. If you're waiting for that, there is still a possibility. How can I understand that the link is a phishing link? When you're sent a link by google.com, it's not phishing link. If it is indeed google.com, but might not be google.com. It can be g30google.com, and you will follow it without noticing it, thinking that you are entering google.com. So phishing link, if you're entering the official site google.com, I'm sure that Google is not going to openly phish that information from you. Tell me, please, can we install the function in DexSafe so that for USDT TRC20, so that it can convert it to BAP20? Most of the exchanges don't have TRC20, guys. The exchange in DexSafe is done through API of decentralized exchanges, Pancake, Uniswap, and we can exchange only what they have, and they don't have such a connection or transaction or transition from BAP20 to TRC20. I cannot seem to transfer money from the card to buy the DEX node. I cannot verify the person. I cannot activate the camera. I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand where you're buying DexPoint with a card. Maybe it's in Freedom. I'm not Dex Freedom, guys, and I'm not Profix One. Today, let's discuss DexNet. I'm asking you to tell difference between these 4 different companies. They're totally different companies. Hurricane stopped making money. It has never been making money for you. After 14 days of use, it stopped at $100 million, at 100 million points. It never earns you any money. It earns you only gaming points. It's not related to money. Tell me, please, why cannot I import old MetaMask wallets to the new DexSafe? You can, of course you can. It's just that it's not going to be totally safe for you, especially from MetaMask. Okay, let's do it briefly because I want Igor to share some news with you for 5-10 minutes at the end. Oля Kherson. Look, you can import it from any wallet to any wallet with a seed phrase. No problem. The only problem is that if you import something to DexSafe and your assets will be stolen, and you come to the tech support saying that DexSafe is not safe, but at the same time, you activated MetaMask and other things. I know already 3 cases when people lost their assets in MetaMask. 3 cases, confirmed cases. And it is quite possible there will be case 4, 5, and 10, and then you will write to tech support saying it's the problem with DexSafe. Then I would ask you never to import. Better still to create a new wallet, DexSafe, and transfer your assets from MetaMask there. And when you'll be creating a wallet in DexSafe, create it not with just seed phrase, but also with a code phrase. Then the probability of it being safe will be much higher. Larissa is writing next question. Recently, criminals made a copy of my account and started to send out to my contacts tasty offers to where to invest money. This is spoofing that I told you about in the beginning, Larissa, and some of them followed it, and that's called being silly. I couldn't find tech support and Telegram to write about this fact, about this case. Yes, indeed, sometimes people follow such offers, although our administrators chat, and I sometimes write these warnings that you shouldn't follow such spoofing. If you're offered to pay money to somebody, even if you know that person, call that person by face, make a face call to that person. Even in our team, we have such things when somebody is offering to somebody, we just calling each other just to make sure that we see each other, that we're talking to a live person. Discord was closed down today in Russia. Yes, I agree. Many things are being closed down in Russia now. It's becoming a big titan wall in the internet now, permitting nothing from outside and nothing from the inside out. Ever since 2019, 60 billion were allocated to that, and they're putting it to very good use. My email is used not only for Dex Mobile, that's why I wanted to change it. Hello, how safe is it to use Google Pay for uploads or Google Play for cards? Google Pay or Play? Google Pay. I think they meant Google Play. Yes, I think they meant Google Play for downloads and Google Play for cards. I think it's the other way around. If we're talking about Google Play for downloads, It's not safe because the way Android does a review of applications, you can find a lot of interesting things. That's why it's not safe. Moreover, I can tell you, just like with Apple from App Store, sometimes they don't pay much attention to anything. Sometimes they pay attention to something that doesn't exist. So they're not really paying serious attention to that. We need the Discord channel for the attraction of new crypto clients. Okay, accepted. I use against phishing sites AdGuard Home on Raspberry Pi. And I think to install their Bitwarden as password manager. Yes, they're a good version. We also have program developers who are moving around with Raspberry Pi by squeezing their everything they want, and they only enter internet through that Raspberry. Next, we're waiting for email service from DexNet. As soon as you're offering Dex Cloud, then Dex Mobile should be released right after that. Do you consider cooperation with new banks to issue cards? Yes, we do consider. Tell me, please. I received the first information about DexNet through TikTok, and all the subsequent videos were forecasting $40 per day. How can I approach this level? Is it real to achieve that income with if I am the owner of one DexNode? I don't know whose videos you watched, Vladimir, but the forecast at the level of $40 per day, it just any forecasting is a grateful thing. Try to imagine somebody predicted $40 as income per day. You then share that forecast with somebody else, or you predict, say, change this number to $100 per day. But the idea is that DexNode is not earning you dollars per day. DexNode is not generating money. DexNode is not generating income for you. DexNode even doesn't generate tokens. It is distributing it by smart contracts. The tokens which had been printed previously, 3 billion of them, and how much that Dex token is going to cost on the exchange is the next question. When you will go to the exchange and sell it, that's the next question. You will sell it today when it costs 5.5 cents, or you will sell these tokens later with a totally different pricing. A lot depends on that. That is why, dear friends, please, I'm asking you. I understand that sometimes the willingness to sell things is higher than your common sense, but don't make promises to people that DexNode is going to guarantee an additional income of $40 per day, something else. What if it is $400 a day or $100 a day, $10 a day? It's a real business. These are real tokens and real market economy we're working in. That we can partially influence it by releasing new services, creating new information space. We're doing everything possible to push up the price, but this is market. We cannot dictate conditions and rules there. Can you guarantee that Bitcoin will cost 100,000, for instance? How can you guarantee that? There's no way to guarantee that. My DexSafe application has a lot of bugs. Doesn't allow me to withdraw points from Hurricane Tap game. There can be all sorts of reasons. Go to tech support with that. Alexei, in the beginning of September, I changed my new router, but didn't know that the ports were closed. And as a result, for 12 days, I got nothing, no tokens from my 3 Dex nodes, as it turned out. DexNet.1 is going to have 2-factor authentication. Yes. Which number of services is going to be released by DexNet and by 2035? Ayat Khan is asking, hello, when DexSafe will have its own partnership program? There are a lot of work needs to be done for that to happen. All the services, not only DexSafe, DexMobile, and I almost mentioned it, a new service that we're preparing for the release we are preparing everything for the one and only partnership program. Not one partnership program, but one overall system, partnership program system, that 3 different marketing plans, 3 marketing companies will be working with. But it all will be embraced into one system. Okay, Alexei, let me take this initiative from you, okay? Because we have a few questions left, but I would like to do some of the talking and give some time for a breather to Alexei, okay? Guys, if there will be some further questions, we'll try to take them as well while Alexei is looking at them. Look, what is important happening to our company? You know this, maybe some of you have heard about this or not. We're preparing a big event in December. In October, we have prolonged the low price of the tickets to that event for the 14th, 15th, and 16th of December. We are undertaking a lot of work on preparing and arranging that event. I would like to draw attention of all the partners who really want to see and understand this. Those questions that you have in chat, you will be able to personally address them to Alexei, me, or others. We'll have the full team there. You'll be able to meet us in person there. Most importantly, at that event, you will see some new services released, some new unique ideas that we were preparing and are preparing. And it's still work in progress, and that you will first hear at that event. It will be indeed very unique. You'll hear about that live there. So everyone has a unique opportunity to participate there. And I've already looked at some of the reports when I entered it here. We have almost all the VIP seats have been sold out for 3 days. So whoever wants to get a VIP, we have very few tickets left. And for standard, we still have quite a number. But for the full month of October, we still have low prices. But as of the beginning of November, the price is going to go up. Now you have the great chance to tell your partners and your friends, whoever wants to be there. Now is the time to do that. You need to book a ticket and then choose a hotel, because there are different hotels that we suggest. We get very good pricing for the hotels, and you can also book that hotel either personally or through us, whatever you want. So as far as that event is concerned, I told you about this. Another important announcement is that we're doing the promo from DexNet, where whoever buys now Dex node and API key, you get a chance and 3 tickets to the promo giveaway. Then, and you confirm that you have bought Dex node API key and a 3 promo or mega giveaway tickets, and you send this as a confirmation to tech support. And from that day, the promo 100 points, 100 tokens every day is going to be credited to your account. Many people are asking about this, how it is going to be arranged. We have launched this promo for you specifically now. Additionally to our general block, which is distributed, additionally 100 tokens will be credited to your account. Many people are already using it, and I see how people started to work with that more actively and disseminate information about that. So please use it. Don't forget about it. Also, we are doing the mega giveaway. We have made numerous announcements about that. Many people come in, look at this, and cannot understand whether it is for real. Guys, once again, this is for real. We're not going to play games with you or anything. It's not interesting for us to do some shenanigans. Alexei was talking about today about cones and laws, remember? We know how it works. We understand about karma and everything else. We want to do business fair and square. And if we told you that we're going to give away the car, we will give it away. We'll give away the car, we'll give away 70 other valuable gifts. 10 of them are also Dex nodes. That is why they are quite valuable gifts that cost quite a lot of money. So you'll be able to participate. And this way, you will have to buy 3 more tickets for the giveaway. You have a chance to participate and win something. Maybe your 3 tickets will, even if one, you will win just 1 gift, price-wise, it will be much higher than Dex Note with the all the tickets bought. So please recommend to all your friends to participate, because anybody is free to participate from any point in the world. No matter where you are, you can buy yourself a ticket to this mega giveaway. And that giveaway is going to be done live. Whoever will be at that event will see it from the stage. Somebody will keep the key to that Lamborghini. It will be very powerful, with a lot of powerful event with a lot of fireworks. And ever since then, everybody will understand that it was for real, that it was a real gift, real giveaway. Somebody collected the car along with 70 other valuable gifts. So please, let's get together. Our task is to, we have a lot of ambition for this event. A big budget is allocated for that. And you need to appreciate this, because company makes it as an investment. Trust me, there can be all sorts of other events, and there are rumors that the company wants to make money on the tickets. Trust me, guys, the price of the ticket and the amount that will get back from the ticket is just a small fraction of the budget spent on the event. Only a fraction. It's not a half, much less than that. We are spending all this money for you to appreciate it, so that you can carry on this message and see what kind of people will come to that event, what kind of services will be announced there. Trust me, it's going to be super great. And one thing I'm going to reveal to you, one important thing at that event will be awards for the achievements. So whoever who is the most active in marketing companies anywhere in DexNet, quite possibly they will get some kind of recognition there. So a bit of secret for you. Hopefully, Alexei is not going to be insulted by that, but all of you have a chance to apply yourself and accomplish something. So you can get a recognition there in form of award. So that's a small secret for you. Let's see who is the most active one of us who wants to get the reward, and maybe there on the stage with 1,000 people looking at you will come out, and you'll get a gift or reward for your achievement. This is also part of our event, the rewards for different achievements. And so this is the news I had to share with you. Use it to the maximum. We have a promo, we have mega giveaway, we have the event. So please maximize the visibility and public awareness of that, so that people understand what's going on here. So on this note, I guess let's look at the remaining questions. Are there any valuable remaining questions that we can answer? If not, then we can call it a day, because we've been live for 1 hour and 40 minutes already. I guess we can wrap it up. Thank you, Igor, for your new, fresh ideas and news. I'm looking at other people writing here. Genias is writing. Again, that's the question for tech support. If you're losing something, go to the tech support. Yes, go to the tech support. It will be a wow there for sure. Wow effect. You will get wow effect there every minute of the whole event. Yesterday we went through the agenda. Even today, every Tuesday, we gather as a team, making the arrangements for that event. We're going to bring together the whole team for you to understand. The event itself will, on the 15th, will bring together minimum 7 professional photographers and 5-6 video operators who are going to make a video. Can you imagine? Because we'll document the whole thing. We'll have a 5 photo zones where you can take photos and prepare your video content. It is going to be super cool. And there are many other secrets that I cannot reveal to you. Alexei is aware of that, but we'll keep those secrets until the very end. We will surely surprise you there, and it will be a wow effect every step of the way. So you must be there. So VIP tickets almost all sold out. those of you who want or must have VIP tickets, you can still buy. We have a couple left. And for standard tickets, we have some breathing room. Spine tingling, somebody wrote. Yeah, our spines are tingling all the time. Actually, we're almost did it within the expected 1 hour and a half. Okay, guys, tell me please whether I can buy promo node with 3 tickets for Euro. You only for USDT. You will have to convert your euros into USDTs. Yes. Okay. That would be all. Dear friends, thank you, Alexei, for your stamina, for your answers, for the information. I was listening attentively to your answers in the first hour. It was quite useful. I'm sure many people have learned a lot of interesting things about security and other things. So please use DexSafe, use additional settings, and the code phrase, it is very important to securitize your assets. And thank you for all the shared information, Alexei. And I thank others and enjoy the rest of the evening. Yes, thank you, Igor. I thank all the organizers. I thank the interpreter. And enjoy the rest of the week. See you next Tuesday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.